Good day everyone, this is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua, returning to our weather analysis for this April 13 to 15, 2026, Monday through Wednesday. It's quiet Philippines, and there's no tropical cyclone within PAR, but in our neighborhood over at Guam and Saipan, there's an approaching Super Typhoon, and it's now considered as the most powerful April storm since history keeping began. Okay, so Sinlaku has reached its peak intensity of 160 knots, or 295 kph early this morning, and it has reached its peak intensity. It's now starting to weaken as it performed a eye wall replacement cycle. So naturally, these storms, when they start doing this eye wall replacement cycle, they start to weaken. So it's now down to 285 kph. It's still a very powerful, extremely catastrophic Category 5 typhoon moving closer towards Saipan. And this update is brought to you by Typhoon 2000 and Naga College Foundation. And we would also like to thank our partners, Aboitiz Power, and the local government of Naga City, headed by our Honorable Mayor Lenny Robredo and our Honorable Vice Mayor Gabi Bordado. So let's focus our attention first on the upcoming Super Typhoon, but rest assured, this is not expected to enter the Philippine Air Responsibility. It will just, for the closest approach with the away from PAR is only roughly 500 kilometers away, so it will not enter PAR, and it will recurve towards the north to the southeast of Japan over the open waters. So if you have relatives in Saipan and Guam, I think they are now getting ready. The governor of Saipan has already announced Typhoon Condition 1, meaning it's their signal number 3, comparison of the Pag-asa wind signal. So it's fast approaching. Here's our last graph set we issued early this morning, and you can see how perfect is the eye. So that's equivalent to a Category 5 storm automatically by just looking at it. After 50 years of looking at satellite photos, we know that this is a super typhoon at an extreme level. So during our graph shot, it's still at 280 kph, okay, 150 knots, but as we slept overnight, it has gone up to 160, and it has performed extreme rapid intensification due to the warm oceanic heat content, which is very warmer these days because of the warming of our planet. And so far, our friends over Guam and Saipan, they will survive the system, but expect some damage when it comes to properties. So I hope they are transferred into the evacuation centers. Those is very good evacuation centers over at the Marianas. So please take all necessary precautions. We have some storm chasers there. James Reynolds, how are you doing? I hope you're in good shape. He will capture the wrath of this Super Typhoon Sinlaku. And this system is not it will not enter PAR, just what I said earlier. So it will not be named Kaloy. The name will not be used on this system, but maybe this May, if there is one entering PAR, that will be named Kaloy. Okay, right now we are experiencing very dry conditions, but slightly windy conditions outside, but still super dry because of the high pressure ridge located to the south of Japan. So here's the fast animation from University of Wisconsin Tropical Cyclone page, February 9, and you can clearly see here the fast approaching system. It has accelerated from 2 kph for the past 48 hours, and it's now moving at a rate of 15 to 17 kilometers per hour, slightly average speed, and expected to pass over Saipan or Tinian Island. If it will veer more to the west, it might strike Rota. But Guam will also be expecting to experience powerful winds, typhoon force winds, but not on an extreme level. Tropical storm force winds up to more than 120 kph typhoon force winds. So please prepare, since this system has a diameter of 1,000 kilometers across. So it's quite large. And let's hope that everybody is already preparing for this onslaught, and all of them will survive this powerful system. Okay, and the Philippines is generally dry, no problem at all. And here's the zoom in sound animation from windy, and you can see some every second of lightning strikes within the eye wall. Negative 80 degrees centigrade, cloud tops. It means it's really a very powerful system, and it's fast approaching the Saipan, Rota, Tinian area. So likely, if we create some tracking here, the system is likely to pass here, and then will straight up north, and then will curve to the southeast of Japan over the open waters. Okay, so since the system has a very large wind area, so Guam will already experiencing some tropical storm force winds. And if we are going to zoom this in, I'm going to show to you the latest on the radar system of Guam. We are going to overlay using windy. Okay, let's click this overlay with radar, and there you go. There you go. There's now the eye captured by the radar of Guam. And look at those rain bands passing over Guam from the north. So there are squalls right now. Gale force winds of 50 to 90 kilometers per hour. So it will still worsen as the evening approaches. And then tomorrow is the time where the system is expected at its closest approach. And based on the latest on the easterly wave, you can see how powerful the system is. This violet color have rainfall amounts of more than 100 or 200 millimeters. Okay, 24-hour rain. So just imagine the threat of flash floods and landslides over the mountainous hilly areas of Northern Marianas from Guam, Saipan, Tinian, Rota. So please take all necessary precautions. Guam already has experienced some very heavy downpour here on the last 3 hour of image. And for the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, this is the 8 a.m. clock. The wind speed of 160 knots has been downgraded to 155, so it's starting to slowly weaken, but still, look at this. When it passes over Saipan, it will still be roughly minimal super typhoon or just below super typhoon strength. So please take all necessary precautions. And Guam will also be under the tropical storm force winds, but Rota will be, and also northern Guam will be under typhoon conditions. Okay, or yeah. Winds of 100 to 130 kph, severe tropical storm force winds. But Tinian and Saipan, if the track will continue, they will suffer the worst of this super typhoon. And Japan Meteorological Agency is also saying the same. Okay, similar track, as well as our multi-track of all Asian agencies from Beijing, Taiwan, Korea. They all agree that the system will pass over or very close to Saipan and Tinian. So that's the tracking of the system. Even the northernmost islands of Agrihan will be affected by this super typhoon after 48 to 72 hours. So please take all necessary precaution, since this is a powerful system never before seen in the month of April. These very extreme winds of this, usually these winds of 290, 295 are occurring during autumn, fall months, September to December. So this is quite a rare fit, since we are on a warming world. So expect even during off season, there are powerful typhoons that are now occurring. Okay, when was the last time that Saipan has been visited by this powerful super typhoon similar to Sinlaku? It's U2 way back in 2018, October 21 to November 3. And this was October 25, passing over Northern Mariana Islands. It also passed Tinian and Saipan. It has entered. It's also entered PAR and was named Rosita and made landfall over northern Luzon. So during the landfall over the Philippines is just a minimal typhoon to a severe tropical storm. So this is the image of U2, and it's slightly cloud covered or cloud filled eye. But if you look at the tracking, it's still a powerful system during that time. And then again, after 8 years, here comes another one, okay, by the name of Sinlaku. So the good thing about this Sinlaku, since it's tracking this way, Sinlaku will move that way. So it will not move into the Philippine area of responsibility. So we don't have any problem at all. But we expect more super typhoons this year because the upcoming Super El Nino is expected to form beginning July to October. Then October to February are the peak intensity of El Nino or La Nina. So that's the time that we should be prepared. During El Nino, especially super ones or strong ones, we expect more than the average number of super typhoons, probably 6, 8, or 10. So we must be prepared. But most of them are forming over this area of the Pacific, more between Guam to the international dateline. So they all form here, and their tracking is more towards this direction. There are a few moving here, 1 or 2. So let's hope there will be none. Okay. And what else? Google DeepMind. I think this is the best forecast model, the AI model of Google, because 5 days ago, AI DeepMind of Google is already forecasting the system to pass to the east of Guam and passing close to Saipan. So this is a clear winner when it comes to the long-range forecast of Sinlaku. The rest of the physics-based model are tracking or has tracked the system, okay, during the earlier stages. More, okay, ECMWF is here. The American model is here. So congratulations to Google DeepMind because since this is the day 1 of this storm, they are now forecasted it to pass to the east of Guam and closer to Saipan. Okay, and look at this. This is the peak wind up to 160, and it's now starting to weaken because of probably increasing wind shear, but it's still fluctuating. But the sea surface temperature, this is also one factor. It's starting to weaken since it's moving towards a cooler sea surface temperature. So we will wait and see. But again, let's be prepared, especially guys over our people, community over Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Guam, and the rest of the Northern Mariana Islands. Please prepare at the highest level since this is a very powerful storm. Okay, these are all the deterministic model. There we go. So the wind intensity is starting to, although it's very wide when it comes to the disparity of the forecast of the winds. Some say it will retain as category 5 upon passing north of Guam or over Saipan. Some are weakening it fast. This is JTWC, but still we don't know. It's currently creating some eye wall replacement cycle, as you can see here. Here's the let me see. Okay, you can see here the secondary eye wall. This is the main eye wall, so there's another eye wall starting to form here at the outer ones. So once the old one collapses, the new one will take place. So there might be some shrinking of the eye and the becoming more cloud filled, and it will weaken a little bit. Okay, so that's the mimic loop from CIMSS showing the beginning of the eyewall replacement cycle. That's why it's beginning to weaken a bit. Now is the ECMW track showing northward to the curvature track of this system. For the Philippines, moving forward, next weekend, we are calm and light winds, variable winds, and there are some easterly winds over Bicol, Visayas, but still we are experiencing some hot, humid, warm, dry conditions across our country. Then last week of April, we could see a strengthening of the easterlies. So there might be some thunderstorm. Let me see the latest on the rainfall. Okay, let's move forward. It looks like we are generally extremely dry across the Philippines. Some isolated showers over Mindanao. Okay, January 21, next week, we could see some showers over Bicol. Let's hope that it will come to, because it's all dry across the grasslands and the farmlands of Bicol region and the rest of the country. Yeah, during the last week of April, we might be expecting some showers, thunderstorms, because of the easterly winds or easterly wind flow. Okay. And those who are asking about the waves, those fishermen watching over our channel, so far the waves of up to 3 meters will not push through. Okay, because the system is much farther compared to the last forecast that we mentioned during our last video last week. So right now the possible waves is only around 2 meters. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about. The rest of the Philippine waters will be safe for fishing and sea travel. Okay, so there you go. That's the latest on Super Typhoon SINLAKU, which is expected to make landfall or pass very close to Tinian or Saipan if it moves more to the west, Rhode Island, beginning tomorrow afternoon to the evening. Okay, so hunker down, please take all necessary precautions, and listen to the latest advisories from the National Weather Service of US NOAA and the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. We are also posting the updates on all the agencies at our website, typhoon2000.ph, and just click on those links if you want to know more detailed updates on the direction and the winds of this powerful system. This is Mike, Mr. Typhoon Padua. See you again in the next couple of days within the week. Thank you so much for watching our channel. Stay safe always, and God bless to all.